Hey guys, Ponce here on the Public Tester. I'm here to talk to you guys about some potential changes to Nidalee. Now I'm actually going to demonstrate them in this thing because, well, they're sort of interesting. They've made it so that Nidalee's whole hunted debuff thing, you know, the thing that appears above people after you land a bushwhack or a javelin toss, that now applies to jungle monsters. And when it happens, jungle monsters get rooted for a few seconds. So it's a really interesting change. I'm basically been messing around with this in a couple custom games, and it looks like it actually does make jungle Nidalee fairly viable. I mean, it was always technically possible, it just had some issues. So you know, I'm just doing this way where I do bushwhack first. You can technically do javelin toss first. This just makes things a bit faster and more efficient, I suppose. But yeah, you don't have to do it this way. Now technically you can actually go back at this point after placing 4 traps down and make it back in time if you really want full mana. You don't have to do this. You can actually just kind of barely scrape by, and by the end you have just barely enough mana. So I mean, if you don't want to back because you feel it's dangerous, or you know you might get invaded or something, you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it to demonstrate that you can. Oh, and I got to pounce back in the lane though. You'll just barely make it back. Now, once again, the much easier way of doing is javelin toss. I don't I don't have a leash, so this probably makes it easier. If you had a leash, you could, yeah, again, javelin toss perfectly fine. I would assume. In fact, let's place another one here. You can get 2 auto attacks off like that. And since this thing resets, we just go that way. Yeah, I just got in the way of 2 because I got stunned. So less than efficient there, but like I said, this is pretty easy stuff. Alright, let's go over here. I can actually kill this guy first because it is just that easy. And so he'll just walk into this, actually. I'm just going to leap away, not even going to use it for the thing. That there, and then I can do this. This guy's a bit awkward. I missed the thing. That's a bit unfortunate. So I could technically smite this group here, but I'm just not even going to bother because this thing just clears the jungle so easily. So put a point into that. Heal up there, and we're doing perfectly fine. I can actually, again, I haven't used a smite in a long time. I can just save it up for this guy here if I really want to. I made a bit of a mistake there, but it's okay because I get to smite him. Again, I could change forms here and make this slightly more efficient, but that's fine. So as you can see, this is completely not optimized because it's a bit weird. It's a bit tricky to do. But, you know, it's not the most difficult thing in the world. Let's go this way like that. Do like so. That. And now we can get actually probably a double thing on this guy here. And he'll be in smite range in a second. So, if I really wanted to be efficient again, I could have waited for the smite to extra damage on the Q. But yeah, she clears it at roughly around the 4-minute, 10-second mark, like just a complete full clear, without a leash, and me being kind of lazy about my skill shots. Like, I probably could have shaved off maybe an extra 5 seconds, and maybe had like half a bar extra health, maybe, you know, 50 to 100 extra health. So yeah, this is surprisingly good. I'm not really sure why Riot is doing this. It's sort of interesting because if they do this, at least in terms of from a clear perspective, Nidalee is one of the more viable champions. I mean, I did not the lazy clear, but sort of the dangerous clear where I don't even get the extra health off the red buff smite. I just like didn't bother smiting anything until I got all the way over here. Aside from the first thing anyway, because that'd be a waste not to. But yeah, some interesting stuff. I suppose now what you have to consider is ganking potential from here, and it's not exactly the best thing because, you know, I mean, you got to land that thing like that, and then, you know, you can come in for a lot of damage. So it's sort of a long-range jump in for damage gank. You're obviously not going to be bringing any CC to the table unless you know build something specifically for that. So I don't know. I'll have to experiment with it in games. Like I said, clear speed alone is not the determining factor for ganking junglers. It's a thing, but it's not everything. Relatively safe as well. That's an important thing to consider. So I don't know. Maybe it would be something kind of similar to a Shyvana type gank without even the need of the ult. So you could do it before that. Although Shyvana does run faster with her, what was it, her W? But then again, you're like leaping on people, so you can keep up with people pretty fast. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I guess, yeah, the closest approximation I can really come up with just off the top of my head. I mean, there's probably something closer, but maybe something like a Shyvana jungle. Both have good clear speed. Both stay relatively healthy. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'll experiment with this in actual games probably at some point, just to see how it goes, because I find the whole concept sort of fascinating. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found this informative, and I'll see you around. Bye. Wrong button.